Planet Coaster. Man. I could talk about that. Fuck. I could talk about that game all day. Well, that's what we're going to be doing. Because Planet Coaster 1, in fact, this video is going to be coming up late-ish. But for on the release of Planet Coaster 2. It meant a lot to a lot of people. You know, not only just fans of Roller Coaster Tycoon games, but also even coaster enthusiasts. People finding their love for building, not just coasters, but actual architecture. It just all came out around the right time, you know. It was a hole that was being missed, especially after Roller Coaster Tycoon World in the space. And it came out and it's become such a big game. Compared to early access, we have 5, 6, maybe even more actual DLC expansions that brought a lot of content to the game. We got a lot of new coaster types throughout the years. It really makes you appreciate the effort that they put in, and on top of that, shout out to the Steam Workshop community, the modding community. As you can see, I'm using the ACSE loaded. The people that tried to push the game as far as we could. I don't have any of the stuff like the reshade or any of that, but basically, I'm rambling. This game has been amazing to me. I don't have nearly as many hours as some of the other creators out there. Some of the people that aren't even creators. Some of you guys making amazing things. I just wanted to shout out and just give love to the game before playing Coaster 2. And I know people are having some gripes. Like any release of a game now, there's things we're worried about. We have our woes. But there's so much to look forward to. And the foundation is such a strong foundation. Like, comparatively to a lot of games where they come out and they have to fix game breaking, big issues. Now, we won't have full access yet until tomorrow, but from what I'm seeing on early access users, it's really only complaints are the nitpicks, right? Stuff that can be patched in. And that's a really good thing. Yeah, basically I wanted to just go over, though, and showcase some of my creations all the way from my first down to my latest. So it might get rough at some points. Just pre-warning some of y'all. You got super into the realism, super into the supports, things being exactly like they would be in real life. Like, I started slowly and surely doing that more and more in my builds. Okay? I do like the realism. I do want everything to feel and look great from afar. When you look at it in the little nitty-bitty gritty details, that's when you might find the little holes. But it's supposed to kind of be sense of belief too, at least until you get to my later parks. But really, I love making parks that are, they feel real. They have real layouts. They have real generic themes, but I'm not super realistic. I'm not making all the backstage areas with all the trash cans and electrical cables, and I'm not custom supporting everything all the time. I did get more and more into that, like I said, as I made my park. But we're going to start here with the good old... I'm trying to think if I should do... Yeah, I'm going to do this one because this is the more finalized version. So you already know the loading, and hopefully there's no one in this park, but you already know how loading is with these big-ass parks. This is the biggest park I ever made. And it was one of the first ones I made, so... Oh, perfect timing as I get back. Luckily, no one's in this park either. But let's actually look at it. Because, I was playing my latest park, where I tried to optimize with theming and everything. And it's struggling, is all I'm going to say. It is struggling. So, Yeah, looking at this, B&M would not make a Camelback of that steepness. I'm sorry, it's just like maybe you need to look at Orion real quick. Or like even Fury, but like Fury doesn't really have Camelbacks like that. Like, but basically, before I even nitpick here, there's a lot of grade that I did in this park. Holy crap, this is before, this is 1.0. This is 1.0. I guess we're gonna go all the way. I just realized this is the first version of this park. Yeah, I did versions of parks back then, but this is, what even is the name of this fucking park? Thrills of Virginia. Yeah, Thrills of Virginia. So, as you can see here, I tried to do a main street here. I mean, so where I'm from, I want y'all to try to guess where my home parks are if you're a coaster enthusiast here. But where I'm from, there is a lot of trees. There's a lot of good main streets theming. But essentially, but it really is though is these parks have a lot of trees. So I feel like a lot of my building lended towards that. Besides my tropical park, my tropical side adventure park, a lot of my parks are very deciduous. I like trees, and I like having random generic theming. Until I try to go out of the way with tropical, where it's more stylized, I would say. But I never fully go on theme. I'll do that for dark rides, but this is like the most theming you'll see. And this was like what? I did this in 2017, 2018. Long time ago. Long time ago. So a lot of this is kind of dated, but honestly, like I said, for me, when I look at a lot of people's builds, I'm like, yo, the game can make you do so much. Like this looks like a little shitty Main Street. I'm not gonna say it's great because look, like I could obviously this is bare as hell. Like I don't know. I did not understand that there needs to be actual detailing and accents around these parts, but that gets better in time. That gets better in time. And like, what the heck is this? Kind of looks 80s/90s, but it doesn't look great. This looks pretty cute though. I like this. Those are changing. The first version of it though, I'm hoping that I can go. So basically, we're just gonna show what was in the first version, which I think everything was here besides this getting changed out. The arrows suspended because it's like, you know what, it'd be cool if I added something new there. And then I got rid of the arrow. I actually put the stories for this park. So I guess the story for the park with this, for those of Virginia, it wasn't a park at first. Started off with just this area, really. You know, there was a lot more buildings here back before it was a park, but people came here, and there were a lot of amusements in this part, along with shopping and marketplace. Then they said, you know what, we're gonna add our first biggie, which was our first big boy. What's this? I think it's called Patriot. I literally have not been in yet. It's called Patriot. I need to go back to this park again. Hopefully I have a reason to go play Planet Coaster 1 again. But from what I've seen, I'm not too sure. But hopefully I have reason to just go back and at least reminisce on this stuff, right? But this is the first ride that came in the park, I would say in the 70s. And like, and the story of this is like, this is like a dream park. Like, this is if like Cedar Point or a Cedar Point-ish, like Magic Mountain-ish kind of just thrill park were to be open in Virginia. And you're probably thinking, oh, but there's like Kings Dominion. I mean, literally as if like they had no constraints, kind of like Cedar Point in terms of budget, right? So yeah, that's that. We're gonna ride the 2 here because all these other rides are gonna be the other version. But yeah, so Screamliner was really the big change because the park did kind of invest more. You know, they added this little kitty ride, which has been here, this Zero. But then Screamliner was the big change for the park. I haven't been on this in forever. I haven't been in the 1.0 version of this forever. This is so nice. That was before I knew how to grid queues, but I still don't mind queues when cattle pins when they're like this. But I really wanted to go with like, I think I've said this open in like 83, 84 or something. I wanted to go with a really gross kind of like just 80s, 90s theme and look. And yeah, honestly, it would be a lot more faded. You know, let's fade it for ourselves right now. Let's do it right now. I like doing that with rides, adding some age to them. That's just some little nerdy things. See, that's the stuff it's just simple things that won't take hours, and realism that I like to do, right? You know, if it's missing a support here and there, unless it's really out of place, you know, and it's not near the end of my park build where I'm just fatigued from building, yeah, I'll probably do something. But yeah, this here, you know, put in here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's wow. This is not a great station, but like even for standards of the time it opened. But that's me picking on myself there a bit. Let's get on the right. I haven't rode this in forever. I didn't even know, because back then I understood forces, but I don't know if I really understood forces. This is only about like 90, 100 feet tall. Right next to the Giga. And this Giga has now a different layout in its final version, so that's funny. It's not even gonna be accurate, because it's on the same train, so as you can see, no support in that loop, but you know what? I'm not really looking at that, so it gets the job done. A 0G roll. What? That would not be on an arrow. I guess I was trying to do something cute. Those laterals would have chopped your neck. How was this section? Oh god. I mean, it kind of looks aero because aero profiling can look bad. Oh. Was I inspired by Anaconda here? Ew. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was time. It was time. I'm telling you, it gets better. This is the worst. This is the worst. This is the worst precursor to like my building. I'm telling you, but we're just gonna move on over here to so I can look at this again. I think it's Cardinals what I call this. There's no sign for it for some reason, but it's definitely called Cardinal. And there's definitely areas people could just walk right into the infield, but I get better with that. This is like a more woodland area of the park. But, is that really the queue? That's it for a family ride? Wow, I was... Woo! I knew nothing. Alright, well, these lights are lighting. Yeah. See, I think it's great to make fun of yourself. I think it's great to have a laugh, see where you started. That's the real reason why I'm making this video. It's because, like, I know people got, you know, overwhelmed when they start building and they just give up. And for me, I've never truly always gave full time into the game. Like, I've always came on and off of it. I mean, there's times where I've spent, like, weeks on it, like a binge, but I've never just committed fully every single day, play the game. And I love the game, you know, but I have a hard time doing that with any game. Really, the only games I can do that with for me are fighting games. But even nowadays, it's hard to do that with life, school, work. But this is Cardinal, arrow suspended. I think I was somewhat wanted to make a more Big Bad. It was inspired somewhat by Big Bad Wolf without the theme, obviously at the beginning. With a bit of the bat in there, from what I remember. My thought process back then. Not really much swinging, to be honest. Now that I'm looking at these almost look like the Tacoma kind of. Yeah, these are definitely good ones to go. Like, they have their purpose, right? You know, they have their purpose, but the park could have done better, and I've done better. And no break run at the end, huh? No break. Did this run one train? What the? Did this? Wow. I'm a bit ashamed. That was a cool overhead, right? Like, you know, let's have a cinematic to see what it actually looks like here. Cinematic is very hit or miss, though, as you Planet Coaster enthusiasts probably know. Oh, that's a good swing there. That's a decent swing. Everything else, though... I think I want to build another one in Planet Coaster 2 now. Oh, no, that's a good swing. Never mind. I guess you just don't really get the sense of swing. I guess that was a nose cam, too. So that was my fault. Well, let's go on to 2.0, shall we? So we got lucky, and there's not many more assets to load, and this park is empty. And does this have the new layout? It does have the new layout. So we are completely in the version that would be open. There's a prototype version that has, like, extension. I forgot where the hell I even extended. It basically extends back here. It's bad. It's not good. So that's why it's prototype. The main difference here is a wing coaster. It's my later wing coasters are better. But this is still, it's actually somewhat themed. Somewhat themed. The rocks there are bad, but everything here is somewhat themed. We're still going with generic theme though. It's never been about theming here. And here we have Over Yonder, which goes more thematically with the kind of just being in the vibes of the woods. It's really just always been. I'm really mad I did not do more of this in more of my parks. This just add a little more flair. I really could have, and I think it does help people navigate around the park too. I'm not gonna lie, I think it does help with the peeps / guests get around the park. But yeah, let's just go with the Over Yonder first, because we're here and things are done better. So also, I probably tell Lord a bit more just about the game and everything. I was going to parks a bit more again too, so I just had that eye, right? I just had that eye. Now this is bent, but whatever. This would definitely have shade, especially for kids and stuff in the line. I would not want to hear about parents like, "Oh my God, my son got sunburned." Like, yes, that is on the park, to be honest. Like, unless they're giving you sunscreen, that is on the park to have that shade. And I'm looking at a lot of these places, and there is like no shade. So I did get better with that, more lenient with that. Now there are some parks that do say "fuck you," and then maybe this park would say just like, it's screw you. You're like, shade. Yeah, we just burn, I guess. But Over Yonder here is a family GCI. I want to actually punch because I'm not the biggest fan of Invader, which a lot of the community is not. But I digress. I'm not gonna get into a Thuzy rant. This is what I did here. So there are barely any lights. I know at night this is just like not lit up at all. So I don't know about that, but I think this is new too. Maybe it's not. Yeah, this is it here. Basically takes the exact same plot. I do not want to extend it all. I want to be like the park to be like, look, this is a budget investment, wooden coaster, place in narrow suspended where we put so much money in and maintenance into. Yeah. And I do like how in the waiting you sit right here with the maintenance break. I don't know why. I just like that. I really like that. So let's see. Which I do think you might stay here a bit too long. But it is what it is. I made the ride. A lot of these rides, that's the thing I've learned too. A lot of these rides in real life have their gimmicks. They're meant to do certain things, and they just don't actually hit those certain things. Hey, let me know in the comments how excited y'all to try Planet Coaster 2. I'm very excited. I have, like I said, my grasp my woes, but I'm ready to give it a go. I'm ready to see what it is. If I have reasons to come back to this game, I'm more than happy to. Not even just because certain things, but like certain things I don't like, or I just like the game enough, but because it just gives a certain vibe, And obviously, probably to reminisce on the parks like this. I'm a very I like nostalgia. I like seeing where things. I mean, so, I know some people still play Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. I've been wanting to do that myself, considering for the management aspect part. Luckily, every chain lift I will fast forward because this will be a chunky video. Yep, we're hitting. I wanted to make sure that they got used to airtime and wonkiness. Now, that might have been too wonky for GCI. I'm going to come clean here. But, and in fact, I've done, yeah, this is not my best wooden coaster, but it's fine. It's fine. Now, if you hold us here, I'm going to be very mad. I think they're going to hold us. Yep, they shouldn't do that. That's basically the ride. You look here, you're like, hey. They're like, mommy, I rode it. Mommy, I rode it. As they're looking down here, you know, like, it's cute. It's cute. It's cute. The other main replacement, besides everything that's new, is Terrigen. I don't know where I came up with the name. I think it's just a made-up name of Dragon, but Terrigen is the name. You know, that's the ride. Fully themed. This would... Oh my god, I would definitely just put wooden post, castle, roofing. Make this look so much better, to be honest. But yeah, I still do like the vibe. You can tell that it's cheap. Like they went with this, you know, but they were like not fully committing. Like with theming, they're like they wanted the ride, but they're like, oh shit, you know, we actually got to theme this. So yeah, you go up here. I didn't actually show the Screamliner view over there, but same type of ordeal there. The reason why I said I made better B&M wings is because this just does elements that are just kind of too tight. Move too fast through it. There's fine, but you're going to see later is not okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a bit too fast for a B&M, a bit too snappy. But overall, I like this ride a lot. Actually has cool, a lot of triggered elements. I actually went hard here. Like this looks pretty good. For my standards, you know. I mean, but for my standards, you know, it's the job done. Obviously, there's creators out there like Nerd Chacho, Silverette, that have amazing levels of detail, and I literally watch them all the time. And you know, I get inspired to do. Sometimes my minutia, a minutia amount of that, you know, just a tiny bit. But I just know the time it takes, and unless I really put in that time commitment, I'm going to go with the small little stuff here. Now, for this, we are going to ride on the wing. There's a wing. A little bit of a spoiler there. And we're just going to go with the first one, on the outside. Alright, as you can see there. Alright. Now, I don't think Rollout B&M wings have, I mean, of course here, or like a block break, but I'm like, why not? You know, it kind of would help. It's like, why not? S-Hill, go through theming, loop. Ooh, laterals there. This is gonna be a positive machine. Dive loops. Most of the time superior to elements. For me, at least. But there are definitely really good elements out there. And then we got an animatronic. Oh my gosh. Because, like, I wanted to use the dragon, but the dragon's a bit too goofy in the game. There's no scary dragon, and I honestly, at the time, I probably could have. I didn't have. It was like Theme Maker's Tuco just came out, but if I would have went back, now there probably is a really good dragon or some stuff. Like, it doesn't even need to move. It's probably better if it doesn't move. But that's Terrigen, but everything else, you know, let's ride. Let's ride it here at Thrills of Virginia, and why not look at the ride that is showcasing right here. Paragon. So, I guess let's go more into the story of the part too. So they started building. They had Screamliner. Basically, they just wanted to expand from there. So I would say their marquee attractions, as you can tell, they're Giga, they're B&M. Which actually, looking at it, okay, no, it's still messed up. I reprofiled some of them. This is their big standout too, Bigfoot. And we have an RMC T-Rex. I would say, so this was designed to be the first of the T-Rex. I designed it as such. We have a B&M Dive, which I don't know why. Because if this is going to be a Virginia, there's a Dive in Virginia already. Yeah, that just wouldn't make sense. The rest of the part we got, this is a GCI. This is GCI. But that profiling would, I don't think would ever exist, unfortunately. But I feel like I'm going to change it right now because it's just bothering me. But all right, so now we're back, but we also have one of the favorites I've ever built is this RMC. I've always loved building RMCs, but this one is one of my favorite coasters I've just ever built in this game. And it was back then. This, like I said, this is just packed, super packed. I feel, for what I remember correctly, there's at least 16, 17 coasters. Let's count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 15? 16? Yeah, there's 16. I think 16 to 17, which is like... There's a reason why I have this park empty. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Also, if I cannot do this with my later parks, because I actually was using a lot more scenery pieces. So, it just... I could not have them out of... This would not work. I'm just not focusing on theming as much. It's just a lot of... It's just big, but if you look at the layout, there's a lot of walking. There's a lot of just like, alright, where the hell are we going? You can see I tried to put a backstage. I tested a backstage area at some point. And we have a little kids area, which I do like. I really do like. It's still one of my favorite parts to just... I would vibe here even as an adult. Like, this is just like a little vibe area. One of my... Yeah, I'm not even going to look at roller coaster. We're going to look at the standouts here. So, if y'all want every single POV, I guess I can make a video about that with every single one at this park. But we're going to only show really the thrill, which there's a lot of thrill here. Every other park is not as beefy. Nowhere near. So, yeah, let's just get it out of the way with Paragon and just go around. Just go around here. So this was a mega coaster. Some of the profiling is messed up at the end because I wanted to basically make mini but Twister Superman. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna see here though. So cable lift, all that. I don't even think it would have a cable lift, but we're going with it. The thing is, I understood smoothing, but I didn't understand lateral forces at this point yet. I really understood that in my latest builds, which unfortunately, after riding Legend, Ghost Rider, and even pre-patch Skyrush, yeah, I understood what laterals and extreme laterals were. This is the section where second half is supposed to be the Twister craziness. This is supposed to have opened in like 2006 or 7. I don't know if they would have done anything like this back then, but I think it's cool. So, well, maybe you're looking at this like just laughing at me the whole time. Oh, this is shit. Oh. Hopefully you're getting entertainment. I think it's cool. We're gonna look at Parasite when we go back around. It's just a Gerstlauer Infinity Flyer. Okay, but Bigfoot, big fan. We're gonna go through the cube. So this was the inspiration of the whole part, the reason why I continue with this park. So I went around and was like, you know, I really want to push this game. You know, I want to see like, because all this stuff, at least for me, this is why I love Planet Coaster, is what we're seeing here around in the game. You know, all this is vanilla. You know, straight up from the game. And it's just like, for me coming from Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 at the time, I'm like, this is just us. This is all would have been downloaded mods or whatever, you know. Insane stuff. So, for me, I just love that aspect. I love how pretty the game looks, the assets, the graphics. But we're here now. To ride a Bigfoot. So this is gonna be a CCI creation terrain coaster. It actually cuts through the mountain. We're gonna just look at it here. Yeah, all these are individual. At the time, I was like, God. But then you get to the habit. You're like, look, you gotta do what you gotta do if you want to make stuff look pretty. And it's like, if you really want to make stuff look the way you want it to, you're gonna spend quite a few hours, maybe days, just to perfect that. And you're gonna see in a lot of these parts where it's like, oh my God, this looks great. Well, something just looks like, eh. Nonetheless, though, this is Bigfoot. We're gonna go with nose cam for the smoothness. Now, that's one thing I am very happy about. I am hoping that the C-Cam is buttery smooth, because I'm hoping that what everyone has been showing has been the C-Cam and how smooth that is, because regardless, it's already night and day compared to this game. The camera's POV smoothness, and just the smoothing tool in general. Just wow. Yep. They have the American flag up there too. I'm like a lot of wooden coasters. Thunders. Looking back, these would definitely be laterals. Just looking lateral, city, but not just thinking back then. Now, this is when I redid this part. This would be laterals. Now, wait for the finale. That part's fucked up. I just gave up. I'm not gonna hold you, but everything up here, I like a lot. Don't look away. It's not terrible, actually. But I just can't imagine a park be like, look, if this ever valleys, fuck you. Because, like, why would you design it like that? They would definitely ask for a redesign of some sort, in my opinion. But maybe this park's crazy and says, nope, we liked it. We like that. Now, let me look at it. Maybe it's not as crazy as in hindsight, because CCI and Gravity Group, GCI, they can be kind of crazy. Gravity Group, more so. Go through there. It's this part that's kind of like, really? Really? Like, yeah, that's where I'm like, maybe I could have made it a double up. You know, I'm going to test that after all this. That... definitely something. This Yeah, I said all the major ones. This is an SNS El Loco. Put it here, just, you know, help with the crowds at this park. This gets like 20k people. Uh, yeah. You know, we're just gonna go over what is the major here, and this is a family ride I really like. This is Dynamo, and it's basically a runaway mine train, 3 chain lifts, theming. It's like a thrilling Big Thunder Mountain. I didn't know about Colorado's Adventure at the time, but it reminds me of like a even more thrilling Colorado's Adventure. But I think that's the beginning anyway. So just gonna go here. Oh right, so yeah, don't worry, we're gonna fast forward all these chain lifts. Even on this ride, like I said, there's 3. Oh, you guys look at the park. You see, like, we're just gonna take a look here. I just like that the game, even though people can obviously make better than this, that lets you make some. It makes you make a theme park. It lets you make an amusement park. Like this, it's awesome. I gotta show you all the Bing Bongs. That's one of my favorite things. I don't know if y'all can see it down there, the Bing Bongs. Yeah, I know you're like, what, the Bing Bongs? That little sign down there. Yeah, everything about. I'm just happy that, you know, it looks as coherent as a. They're allowing the system, the tools they give you, allow people to do this and make it even better than this. You know what I'm saying? Like, man. Alrighty, and this is really cool and neat too. Howdy, partner. Jesus Christ. What a crazy oh my god. Okay, so somehow, because I did look up Forza Zero, it is fine, but I don't know about laterally, right? For kids, I don't know if it's fine. So that only had 2 chain lifts. That was bugging. That's basically Dynamo. Yeah, that's a little fun one I like. And obviously, because this is themed so much, people bleed a lot into this area too. Because just if you have an antique car and you theme it any sort of way, oh my gosh. Adore it. Too much. Patriot. Our classic Woody. Don't know if you guys really care too much about this one. But like I said, I could do all the park or coaster POVs for these parks if you really want it. But Paradox is the underrated one I really like. I really am good at the whippy fast transition coasters. And inverts do that. So we're going to go ahead and get on it. It's on the chain lift right now. You really don't need to see the pre-lift. So here we go with Paradox. The B&M invert in this park. Airtime. There's some of them. It's not like it's that uncommon, actually. That's what I like too. It has all that feet of track. and has no mid course. For some reason, I just said screw a mid course. Yeah, who needs a mid course? 4,000 feet of track. I guess we could ride the B&M dive. Let's get that out of the way before the GCI. I really wish we were at the top. It is at the top. Man, you don't even get the best view of the park. Like, this park messed up, man. It's only 180 feet too. It's not even tall as high. Emelman, Airtime Hill, goes over the Midway, so it scares people. That was actually one of my first custom Zero G, surprisingly. Slowed down a lot here, because they always do. Get you back to the station part, but we'll make it cool with a splashdown. There's a few of those in rides. Don't get it twisted in real life. There's quite a few of those. They're about to drop. Oh my god, we just did that. Look at these ops. Good ops though. Alright. Let's go on to Wrangler. This gets some of the biggest lines in the park. It's kind of insane. And I never fixed this. Never ever fixed this. It's on a wrangle a horse, wrangle a boat. That's what feels like. Yes, sir. Just so we can have 3 cars. I like how it just shuffles you back at the end. I like that. It's Wrangler. I think mostly though because a lot of these rides where people or kids in real life would be able to ride, they can't ride. So that console is one thing I hope has changed. And this next game, I hope they just go with height requirement somehow. Like that'd be cool. Might as well go here look at Parasite now. Parasite's a yeah, it's a Infinity. It's Infinity coaster from Gerstlauer. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Really, it's just meant as another filler in this park, but it's an actual, you know, thrill ride, so we might as well give it a shot. All right, give it a shot. Like we're actually riding it. Now it's not like Hangtown, so it doesn't hold you. But. I don't know why they make these sound so cheap. Like. There would definitely be catwalks here. I have no clue why there's no catwalks here. Maybe I thought it was too ugly. Let's see. Maybe it just doesn't work for some reason. Maybe it's before AC. Yeah, I have no clue why I did never put catwalks there. That just doesn't make sense. But I feel like there'd be catwalks all the way here because they got to get to those fins somehow. Whatever. It's done is done. Full Throttle, one of the first big thrill rides I've ever made. This would be the biggest premiere ride ever, or one of them, I guess. After Alpine Fury now, and honestly, this is one of the biggest rides I made. I'm not the biggest fan of this ride. After and even for a while after I made it too, I was like, eh. But it gets so many people. It's based off of Street Racing, and the culture of that. Which honestly, I don't know why a park would necessarily advertise that, but this has an actual soundtrack on it too. This was quote unquote Full Throttle inspired too before I even wrote it, and this ride is nothing like Full Throttle, I'm pretty sure. After riding it recently, yeah. Oh, it actually hit it. It's rare when it does that actually, at least with people. So this is supposed to be a very intense ride. Positive G's. A lot of speed. Snap, I'm not sure would be work. I still like that snapping thing. There would probably be some lawsuits. So let's get to some of the last stuff here. Oh, I guess might as well backtrack to Killer Croc. I would show this, but it really is. It's not. It's low to the ground speed. It's kind of hard to really, get thrilling off of that. Yeah. Off of POV, right? Like, I don't even really look at this. I just know that people go to it. It was supposed to be a thrilling thing. It's like too much track. This is a dream park. A lot of this stuff is like, wow, this would not exist. But this here, I feel like could. Funny enough, and it's a prototype. Let's actually go through the queue. Actually, this is one I actually started. I feel like get it a bit, right? Killer Croc. You got a croc. Where's the crocodile? Oh, he's right here. I was like, what? You got a croc. Chilling. He does move, I think. Yeah, he does not all the time. It's just to spook people. You got music going throughout all here. It cuts through, but like I just feel like I'm starting to get like the game. Like, all right, you can obviously make a dream, but you can make it realistic too, right? And then this station, like, it's nothing much, but like compared to what has been shown, it's like, okay, that is actually something. So you just go take a little right turn, roll out here, and go up onto this 220 feet. It's on a hill, so it basically matches. I forgot what I named my gig. Wow. This is Killer Croc. I can't complain about that one. I have a lot of shit rides in this park, but I can't complain about Killer Pro. Only thing I can complain about is the fact that the mid-course here would be too much. But to be honest, I just don't like how slow it goes through the rest of the layout when I don't have it running like that. So that's a design flaw on my part. I'll accept that. But I think I still really like that ride. I like how it gives you a breather here before it throws you into just crazy moments. Snapback positives. Sideways airtime. Into an upwards death roll. It's a mini one, but... So we got 2 RMCs in this park, but we're going to go over Machina 311. As you can probably tell, it's 311 feet tall. Making it the tallest Giga in Virginia. The queue would be much longer than this, but don't worry. I actually, somewhat put theme. In fact, this is one of the first rides I actually themed. Funny enough, and I really do like what was done here. I think it gets the style done. It's somewhat campy for like an amusement park, Not a resort where they have full-on money. They're trying to almost like... They're trying, but they're not at the same time, right? You got this epic music. And it's a Giga. It's a B&M Giga. They're naturally aesthetically pleasing. Now, you can say what you want about B&M, but they're pretty rides. Damn, it shoots over that. But, right, like I remember I did want... there were some points I wanted to give more. Because it's like... I wanted to design a certain way, but... I remember these rides are designed by certain manufacturers. And that's why later rides definitely make more sense. In this whole park. I know I keep repeating that, but it's very true. A cannon goes off back there, but we're not going to worry about that. Just wanted to show y'all the view. A bit of the view. An actual Giga that has floater airtime. And Camelbacks. Now, I'm not saying other Gigas don't. They have floater moments. But dedicated hills, it's rare. Huh. That is the second to last ride. This is my favorite ride in the park. And that is an RMC iBox called F5. Based off literally the category of the Tornado. As you can see what it's going on right now. Stall right there, yeah. I just feel like I aced the amusement park RMC here. And I just really like the theme too. It it shows an overturned vehicle, overturned police car. Everything's overturned. There wouldn't be anything to stand up. Yeah, I made everything overturned, but I mean, obviously I'm an RMC fan, right? But I just think I nailed. Like, I really am. I feel like I do a good job with hitting the snappy transitions, the really strong pops of ejector. I feel like that profiling really works into my favor. and I ended up making too many RMCs, and to the point where I had to really learn other styles while still using my style, obviously, but learn other styles so I wouldn't just make everything have an RMC element, or even make a B&M an RMC, a GCI an RMC. Like, it was a learning curve, but just to show the pre-lift here, then we're going to go into the ride. Alright. Crazy RMC box. 160 feet tall in the back of the park. Terrain. Yeah. F5. It's just, I feel like I nailed the arms. I nailed Alan Schilke. I don't know if I nailed it, but I feel like I did a good job with Alan Schilke. Alongside with doing my own thing. Because I don't want to just ever really copy. There's only sometimes. I mean, B&M's is kind of given, right? But, you know, I feel like it had the character of stuff he would do, but I still wanted to make my own coaster, so. I really am a big fan of this. This is the last time we're looking at in this part. Everything else is filler. Just, Alright. Please tell me this park isn't open. Okay. So I never officially opened the park in its current state. So the park was open at some point, but it was missing 3 of these rides that we're currently seeing. So it was missing this Gerstlauer, which is pretty fucking cool if you ask me. This very unfinished Premiere. And I was inspired after writing Voyage to obviously, from last year, to remake a big Gravity group. Because we have not seen one in so long in Europe or the States. So, that's exactly why I made this. I called it Keeley. I don't think it's 200 feet tall, but it's damn near close. Which is pretty fucking insane, not gonna lie. But this is Louis Jungles. This is my first time trying to make a park that is not just... So I was gonna make something over here too. Kind of glad I didn't. As you can see, it's really propped for it. I really worked for the layout much better by this point. But it's assumed you walk on in from whatever point here, and this is where you pay and everything. You get in, all that stuff. I did not do any theming inside of these, but for other parks, I definitely did. I definitely did. But this is Louis Jungles. We have a lot of transportation vehicles around because this park's big. But honestly, I really am big on layouts at these parks. After going to more, I'm like, these parks can do better. Essentially, they can do better. Take a rest. I like that. You see, I literally worried about shade so much more in these parks too, as you can see. A lot of these, at least little pockets where you got a break, right? But Kuplo, Crazy Mine. Yeah, we added quite a bit, but there's not nearly as much. So besides the 3 that were just added, the park has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's pretty decent, actually. That's pretty decent. It might be 9. I might have counted the Log Flume. But generally speaking, for bigger amusement parks, that's just under like the big, in my opinion. That's like more so this medium small size. But we're gonna go with one of the most themed rides I ever made, and that is Kuplo's Crazy Mine. And this is when I really started to go on with themed queues, because I'm like, look, a lot of these rides, you know, they'll have a really themed queue, but the ride really won't be that themed. Now, granted, this ride is still themed, but I'm just like, you know, I need to go hard on that. When I went to these parks, I need to go hard on seeing how to do this. So yeah, then these would be if it were like, they would have different like lines to say. I know that stuff. So I think that's cool here. Yeah, compared to the last park, Louis Jungles is a night and day in terms of look. Now, still, there are always people that can build even better than this, but for my standards, I'm just like, wow. I was surprised I was even able to pull this off, and this is why I was saying I made this video, is just take the time. You know, take the time to really put time in the game. Don't just no life it either. Don't just spend the only time playing this, right? But definitely have a good time playing it and come back when you want to and when you get inspired. That's the real thing, because in my opinion, this is like, it's like art. It truly is. Like, all this stuff is truly an art form. And this this chain lift is not long, so I will just play this for now. So this is the swinging Vekoma mine train. So you won't see. It really doesn't swing that much. You guys can probably feel it. As you can tell, my profiling's already gotten a lot better at this point. Now the coaster, honestly, in another world, I would have tried to make this longer somehow. But with the plot of land I had, I put it in, I don't know how. Now in another world, I moved this bathroom and just use all of this section here for just something like a little third lap or something. Like right here, you just turn it back around, move the theming back over here. That would work. It really would, but it is what it is, and I still am proud of the theming that I did, especially that it wraps around the drop tower, so it almost adds to the ride. Which drop tower is supposed to be this okay looking oil rig. I feel like I could do better now. Let's get on a thrill ride, shall we? You know, let's get on Scorpion, because this is one of the later rides anyway that I made. And it's a regular Gerstlauer, like a regular Eurofighter. We'll go a little bit of spoiler here. But it's just on the side, right on the side of a cliff, to make it look even taller than what it actually is, because it's only like 90, 80 feet tall. But here we go. But really just to fill out the park and help with its coaster lineup, because like I said, there's a lot to do around here that really isn't necessarily. There's a whole marketplace area. You can go around all these boating areas. I would have, you know, obviously animal exhibits probably. That airtime hill would probably need to be reprofiled, I'm not gonna lie. But I like that. It's like a half cannibal roll. Yeah, this is called Scorpion. We're going to go on the premiere, which is the most unfinished one. And then we're going to go on a ride that was actually open with this park. Gear Falcon. Because I was trying to look up, like, this is the Africa area. And I was trying to look up African birds that could fly, and honestly, there weren't that many compelling ones. So this is the what we got. But this is Bilowoga, which is like apparently something that they say for hype, you know, for fun. So Bilowoga. I don't know, maybe, maybe. I like the name of it. I think it's cool. And even if it's not, we'll make it something. The park could make it something. But compared to Full Throttle, I actually like this premiere. Excuse me, Full Throttle, sorry. Compared to, Street Racer, the ride that I have at Thrills of Virginia, I actually like this one. But at this point, I did think I was understanding, after riding more rides, how rides generally, what they generally do. Wrap around school. So why not? Looking back, I'm like, I don't know why I had to scare people like they're gonna roll back like that. I really could have just made this lower. I don't know why that was so hard for me to do, but that's not a change I'm willing to make at the moment. This ride might not even be in the park. I truly think they can get rid of this, make this an actual marketplace full area for this, because it kind of needs it. And yeah, as you can see, I was really tempted to make this Keeley here. So that was going to be there, but this is all going to be flattened out and put with the marketplace at some point. But I just never got to it, fortunately. Gyrfalcon. This is a flying B&M. I actually really like this thing. It has a weird element. It's a non-inverting loop, which I think on a flyer would feel kind of crazy. I don't know. I think it would kind of feel like a weird airtime snap sensation. And obviously you have the dive loop. You don't have a Proto Loop on this, unfortunately. But the way I made this is almost like a Proto Loop, but you're not on your back. So let's go right here, shall we? So you are flying. It's not everywhere flying. So you switch to your back. See, that's what I'm saying. I thought that would be really cool. And then you go back down really close. Yeah, I just think the B&M Flyer had untapped potential. I know it was a maintenance, compared to B&M standards, it's kind of a maintenance woe. Because, yeah, I mean, this alone, the raising and lowering, is like millions of lines of code. But I just think it's untapped potential, where they could have basically done the elements like I was doing, like throwing you underneath, playing around with, like, you're not knowing if you're gonna be up in your back or not. I think that's very cool. I think that has very untapped potential. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, we're gonna skip it. This looks so much better than what it actually is. I'm just throwing it out there. just so we don't have to do it. It's not that great. Look, it's a mock family. I'm not proud of that. It's really just so families can go on a coaster together. And because of the weird mechanics of Planet Coaster where they can't ride certain rides, but they can ride other rides that they would both be able to ride in real life. Yeah. But it was really a demographic choice, that one, for the families. But this is also a demographic choice, but this is good. It's Jackal. And I wanted to say this is either a family gravity group or a family intimate. And I kind of want to say it's a family intimate, but looking at some of the transitions, it probably would be a family gravity. But nonetheless, they don't have gravity group trains for some reason. But yeah, here we go. We're going to go on Jackal here. Jesus. I don't look at this as the wall. Those laterals would have been kind of insane. Maybe too much. Well, that's cool. That's Jackal, sitting right next to one of the biggest woodies that would have ever been created if it was real, Keeley, which is the name for this is, I think, a big mountain. So this, for some reason, has GCI trains on it, but it definitely would have. I'm gonna change it right now. Right freaking now. I'm gonna change it to the correct trains that this gravity group would have. Find it. If I could freaking find it. Now, I know some people are like, why did you ruin it? Look, I personally don't mind Timberliners. It's from the coasters that I've been on. But I get it. You know, I get it. I get it. But I'm also being realistic too. Like, new gravity groups, even though we don't like them, they would have them on their coasters. It's just that's what it is. More cool view of the park. I like having a ride that shows the whole view of the park. Yeah, that's Keely. That's Keely. Now, we're gonna go. Like I said, there's a lot more to actually look at. So, we can look at this. I guess. Is it running? It's not. Anaconda. It's not Anaconda King's Dominion, but you're probably thinking, oh, that's great for some people. But no. It's a... I made it kind of mundane on purpose. It's a Arrow Hyper if they made another one. And... I'm just, yeah, it's not great. Yeah, it's an Arrow Hyper. And look, it's Valley like it always does. But it was an Arrow Hyper if they made another one. And it's not as good as Magnum. Oh, yeah, that matters. Might be a Morgan, actually. There's no weird profiling like an Arrow. Because I do that on purpose on Arrow. So you're going to see later. This just does not hit at all like a good Morgan. This would be one of the worst ones, if not the worst one. Yeah, don't look at that cool thing back there. This is in the land of the giants, but we're gonna ride a ride that valued. Imagine never that easy to fix a valley. Now this is Simba. This is a multi-launch Intamin. I really liked it at the time. Let's see if it's aged on me. I got inspired by Pantheon a bit. I wanted to make something kind of unique. So this is based off of Lion Pride. These lions roaming around. So this part is like the lions kind of being in the plains. It's this thing, right? And a lion, I don't know when a lion would do this. I always thought, why the top hat the first thing of like a first half or a second half? It should be like, imagine throwing it like right after another one. Yeah, I thought that would be crazy. Because it's like most people are expected to get pushed in. And you were about to. But now you're getting thrown out and with laterals. Yeah. Yeah. I thought that would be crazy. Getting that part to work correctly was pretty hard. So it's too positive. We're gonna skip the spinner because it's a spinner. You know, like, all right, but we're definitely gonna look at the other Arrow. Well, the only Arrow, because the other one's a Morgan, to be honest. And that is Electric Eel, Steel Eel. I don't remember what I named this. I think it's electric eel, but it's an aero looper. It goes over the water. I never made any big ones for some reason. An airtime hell on an arrow. I guess Dragonfire had a 0G hell. Yes, this park has a gravity group and a GCI. Because that is a GCI there. That's confirmed a GCI. Oh, so yeah, we're gonna go with that. Then Megalodon. So this is gorilla, the great ape, and yeah, I mean, someone just look out for the ape. You know, that's all the theming is. But it does feel like you're getting thrown around by a fucking gorilla because this probably would be one of the craziest GCIs, to be honest. I also love the look at this park. It's just, I'm so used to the. I love greenery and nature. Obviously, in deciduous fact, but now I'm doing it. I was doing it in a tropical way. It's nice and fresh. You know? Granted, I go straight back to that for my next 2 parks, but at least because I went back to this park quite a bit. This was the first time I stepped out of my comfort zone, and I can't wait to try to do that more in this game. And we're getting on Megalodon right after this. I had a bunch of them. I'm sorry. I didn't work too hard to this part. Yeah, it's a great ape. I do think it is a first half ride because it is kind of insane, but by the time you get to this quote-unquote second half, it is kind of like 2/3 done. We're still doing stuff. Don't like you're not. I think this is a shorter GCI train too. I forgot why. I think it does look better for the transition it's doing though. Alright, as you can see, this is literally where I was going to make the transition to the other part. I just never did. I literally made a new station too. Like, I was prepared. I was ready. One thing I'm really upset I didn't save is there was a big camelback right here on this ride. And it actually still worked through the layout. But we're going to just go with this as it is. I don't know what happened to it, but this ride still slaps, so it is what it is. But in reality, I would put a big camelback right after this stall. This would be the biggest stall in the world in terms of length. Even though you go through it pretty damn fast. You go over 110 miles per hour on this ride. This ride is over 330 feet tall. It's actually 330 feet tall exactly, but it has a 411-foot drop. As you can see, it goes down there. This is Intamin wing coaster called Megalodon. Yeah, we're about to get on it. This is one of my favorites I ever built. It actually has inversions. It actually has craziness. We'll try it right now. What a wave turn there. I didn't even realize that. That's everything at Louis Jungles, though. I never got to truly finish because, like I said, I would never. I come back to this game. But the last thing that the high roller here got to show you is, well, two more actually. Now I think about it. Grand Virginia. Grand Virginia. That park is officially done, though. I'm not making any more with that park. So, that's interesting. That is interesting. Because a lot of the other parks I was doing more with. We are here at the part that's actually finalized. Does it have people in it? I think it does. It does. It has 13,000. Great. I never made a version of this park with it empty. Grand Virginia. So, I wanted to make a park that I was like, okay, I understand. Well, I'm going to parks now. I'm doing all this stuff now. I understand what it's like to go to a park, and I feel like I get it now. What I'm missing, like with stuff like in Throws of Virginia. So, I wanted to make something like Throws of Virginia, but even shitty. Like it's a smaller park that's just struggling to get around, but they're punching above their weight. Type of ordeal. Sometimes like Holiday World or stuff like that, you know. And janitor, come on, do your job. Do your job, janitor. Yeah. Just magically mop it away. Magically sweep it away. Yeah, at least at least we got superheroes working in this park. Yeah, this is when I really started using ThemeMaker's Toolkit, stuff like this and everything, which I neglected at the end of my last park. But I even started doing signs again. That's great. But this, I feel like I messed up doing this because I put a lot of my biggest rides that people will ride right in this corner of this park. This corner. So that's why it looks so disgusting. Surprisingly enough, though, 13,000 people and pretty themed. We think we got like over 10 coasters and a themed ride, a dark ride over there. Yeah, we still got at least, 15 FPS. Well, for me, I'm okay with that. I'm not expecting to get buttery smooth, at least 30. Like, I'm not expecting to get good FPS when I got basically 13,000 mini AI NPCs running around the park. Now, you will see this probably is my busiest park. Granted, all the other ones were empty, but even when I open up the other ones, this one's probably still my busiest in terms of, like, all the lines being messed up. Because this one, I also found out it's very easy to very easy to build too big in a lot of these parks and in Planet Coaster. So I really paid attention to that, and because of that, they're just around more things easier. So they're hitting a lot of stuff. Yeah, basically we did start off, like, I started this save as, basically it was like a paper ride type of ordeal. You barely even had to pay to enter the park, but as the park grew, there's a ticket entry to enter, but everything is free, that sort of thing. Everything here is worth riding, though, I would say. Even the dark rides, or the family rides, the sit-downs, the non-coasters, they're fun. Now, we're not going to do the spinning ride, I'm sorry. But we're going to do, or that family coaster back here. We're here for the thrill rides, you know. We're here for the thrills. So, without further ado, and the latest thing added here. Let's see how people are enjoying this. OMD 2.0. Or people... OMD 2. Somewhat inspired by Top Thrill 2, but it's as if Intamin said, no, we're just going to remake you a new hydraulic system. This is the only dream thing I had in this part. Yeah, and I'm like, instead of just a straight, like a top up where you turn, just throw them straight up. Why not? But yeah, let's get started here with some of these rides. Go from the beginning. Let's go with the Grand Racer. Grand Racer. Jeez, this part really is fucking packed right now. I'm not gonna lie. But luckily we're right here, so we'll catch y'all on the ride. That's supposed to be a classic Woody, but that is I don't know who would have designed that, to be honest. I'm not gonna hold you. The other stuff around here we're gonna go just on Monster. Link's going up the lift right now too. This is probably the most popular ride in the park. And I'm really thinking it's one of the most popular ones because it's one of the few that a lot of the people can ride in this park together. Because of how the stupid rule with kids of being able to ride, like, basically rides they'd be able to ride. But this must have just broke down and opened again. But yeah, we're gonna just go on everything kind of in a row here. So I'm gonna go on what I think is best in this part because I think I might make it easier. But I designed this as the quote-unquote first B&M invert. So take that as you will. But I really like this thing. It's not gonna be great at all. And a little bit of spoiler here. But this would have been the first B&M invert. This is what I tried this. If not the first, one of the first. It's called Terra Nova. Yeah, it's really popular right now. Normally it's not popular at all. That's why I had to put 3 trains on it. But what would be after that? I guess my standards, it would probably be the Hyper. But yeah, this is Tempest. This is themed to be like a storm catching, storm chasing facility, and Tempest is dealing with that. It's Tempest Storm Crew. Go through all this stuff. That's what I mean. Like, none of this is actually really themed. It's like stylized almost, but it's just what parks do, and it's just like I feel like I really enjoy making that because most parks in the States are that way. And what I really liked is, I mean, not only are my stations heavily improved, actually I got row indicators, I have things telling people where to go, how many people in each row. I have friggin' animatronics as ride ops design right here. Now, one question I have right now is where is the second train? Why did they send the train? I guess you could have, but like, god damn, y'all really jumped the gun there, I feel like. There really is no one back here, though. And if they are back here, are they trying to ride this? Nope. There's a few people. Is the queue bad for Cheezer? Eh. It's not terrible. I've seen worse. Spoiler. Yeah, we can damn near run 1 train on this at the moment. But I'm not a park that really be doing that. I like having the optimal level at most times. And if we really need to go hard with more trains, then we'll go hard with more trains. I really like what's over here. Werewolf. It's another gravity group I made. About 160 feet tall. Twister layout. This is 220 feet tall. It's the Hyper. I actually have a B&M Hyper in a park. Now, I was going to make another park, an actual tropical park with a beach, and that had a Hyper there. And I had a B&M Floorless. So, but I'm just like, I never was truly inspired to continue. I ended up making the adventure park instead. So, yeah, I just don't know. But after that, hot take, it might be this. Wow, what is wrong with Tempest? The ride just broke down. I guess we're gonna refurbish it, but yeah, this is the last ride that would have been added here. It replaced the Intamin shuttle launch, like Superman Krypton, Escape from Krypton. But now this is we're gonna say it's hydraulic / whatever system they're gonna use, but it's an Intamin, and they made a new coaster launched in the land. One part of it, the rest of it is back into the park. Yeah. That's OMD 2.0. Orbital Mass Driver 2.0. It's quick ride, but you go... I forgot how fast you go, but you go freaking fast. 113 miles an hour? Yeah. Yeah, you know. After that, though... Yeah, okay, it probably would be... So it's either between Werewolf, Red Line. Okay, no. I fucked up. We didn't get on this yet. Or the RMC, so... Let's get on that. And we actually got to look at this part because of the JoJo roll. Now, this is based off of cliff diving. Cliff diving, yeah, crazy. Cliff climbing. Cliff diving, what is it? Rock climbing, all that stuff, so Cliff Hazard. One of the most popular rides of the park. Like, it's insane. And we have... It's very old themes, very why they like it. I want to put MP3s of these guys and just have them talking with random stuff. Do it with these guys, too. But nonetheless, I was very... This is a Gristar Infinity. And... I really do like this thing. I do. It's not gonna be I wouldn't be top in anyone's list, I don't think, in real life. But it got a JoJo roll, and this has a unique layout. The theming at least through the queue, so. And it's somewhat of a kind of crazy drop that you would find on a Skyrocket 2 and or Hyperia and stuff like that. I think 120 to 30 feet tall there. I always wonder that ejector hang time that would really be. That is Cliff Hazard. Yeah, it's like I just like Twister Low Oscars that do stuff like this. And I guess I'm happy that the guests like it too. But the third best, probably Redline. Probably Redline. The third from here is probably Redline. And then it goes Werewolf. Potentially. It's probably Circuit Breaker. Power Breaker. We're going to go on Redline. Perfect timing too. There's no theming, it's literally just to get close to the red line of a car or just in general. Like this, you're pushing the limits. So you get 50 there. But after this, you get 65. It's a multi-launch. I like the sound of the brakes there. I feel like I don't hear that in any other coaster I've made. The sound of the brakes there sounds so fucking good. Oh, the ride just opened again. That's funny. Power breakers right across. But let's get on. With no spoiler this time. $180 feet tall. Basically Sky Rush, but if it had more airtime moments in a more modern way. Because, like, what the fuck is that? You know? Now let's get on Werewolf. I guess I do kind of want to show y'all what it looks like in the queue, in the station. Okay, there's like a bunch of like electricity and stuff. Like it's a bunch of pipe. It's cool, and it's triggered because it goes off when it comes into the station and when one goes over the inversion, the only one on that ride. But I would show the dark ride. I'll give you guys a peek in this stuff. So the other one is nowhere near as appealing. It's just an outdoor kind of tracks ride. But this It was my first ever truly designed dark ride, and it's basically escaping from the Gurgons. They invaded here. We got to get away from them, you know, like all that stuff. And obviously, I'm doing it completely wrong because this game lighting doesn't work during the day at all. So now you can see what everything's supposed to look like. Yeah, that's all. I can't wait for the ray tracing on that, the soft lighting, all that stuff. Next game. So yeah, this is all the stuff here. Just explain what to do here. It would be all that. Some of the Gurgons are, you know, good guys. I'm trying to help. There's red alert, but they're gonna make their way through. You know, we're not gonna get on here, but I'll definitely will show y'all just a little bit. You know what goes on. Do they just go through? Yeah. You know, a lot of spinning, a lot of craziness. Rooms will be kind of dark, and then boom, like, oh my god, they're above. There's a lot to this. It was very fun to make. Yeah, this whole building uses it, so yeah. This park doesn't look bad at night either. The other parks look better at night though. I just think night is gonna look so much better in the new game, cause like, I just think the game looks great during the day. Like, even people say the game is dated, and it does, cause especially compared to Zoo and all that. But like, I still find a lot of, for what it is, for what it does. Like, this is good graphics, you know. Obviously dated, you know, a generation or two behind now, but I can't complain personally. He's gotten the job done. Did this ride close, or I see people in the queue? It's going out the station right now. And this is a very intense gravity group, Woody. It's Timberliners, 160 feet tall, twister layout. And as you can see, a lot of coasters are closer together in this park because I'm really worried about the layout. Well, the sad part is, I wanted to make it longer so bad, but I was being so realistic with this park. I'm like, they would not have 3 wooden coasters and have this be super long. You know, but 4,000 feet, that's still lengthy. You just go through the layout so fucking fast. And this part here is just, it's insane. That's just cool. That's just cool. But my favorite ride here at Grand Virginia is an RMC. There's another RMC. I could, on a good day, I could take this over F5. I just think F5, the terrain for it, and I've improved it over the year. It's just, I really, really like F5. But This Barbarian's a good one. Something. How many freaking airtime moments is that? It says 15, but it could be more. That's it for here. I could ride this again. I really like that thing. I really like it. And last park coming on up, though, is going to be... Well, that's what I just finished a couple weeks ago. So I've been not on the game at all, and that's why this video is coming out so late. But I'm like, I need to give love to this, and I'm gonna show it empty because right now, it's kind of rough to see it being ran. But screw it, you know, we're gonna run it anyway. We are here. And we're getting the least FPS at all these parks. And I think it's because of the parking lot. Now that I'm like thinking about it. It's like I literally only have... Now, granted, I have like 6K people coming in the park right now in a big wave. Oh, more actually. Yeah. And they're still coming in. And they're... Oh no, they're leaving. But yeah, this is Appalachian Frights. And I was like, you know what, every time, like I said, I make a new park, I gotta try to do something I haven't done before, like flexing my skill in some sort of way. And doing that, I was like, I'm making a full parking lot. I'm doing it. I'm making a parking lot with a tram system, all that stuff. Now, I could have done the tram better, as you can see here. Kind of balling up right now, and I don't know if it's the same way over here. And the issue it's not is because yeah, they're not really thinking about getting it to use in the park, so I probably should have had it here or just move the entrance closer. That's really what I should have done, but I try to make it to where I can't ever see that. I like seeing them naturally come in the park like it's a real park, but I really should just move or get multiple of them puppies and throw them around this park. But this is getting a long video. I'm granted this is like basically a video cast at this point, showcasing the Planet Coaster 2 stuff. But yeah, this is Appalachian Frights. This is a spooky themed park. This park actually shines at night. I'm not gonna lie. And we could go through the dark right here because there's honestly not that many rides. I think this is the least coasters I've had in a park, but they all have their own purpose for sure. And this park in real life would not be meant just for the coasters. It would be for the general vibe, the food, the events. I would probably have mazes, too. Just like year-round, just mazes. This would just be a horror, spooky themed park. So, granted, now that it's August, in August, people will definitely be getting excited, as you can see, coming in. Coming on in droves right now. One thing I do want to flex a little bit is... it's the only time I'm actually going to flex in this whole video. Is every single one of these stalls for buying your tickets or getting your ticket scanned is unique. Each person is different. Granted, they're stylized like with whatever they gotta wear at the job, but they're different slightly in terms of how they're sitting or standing, the way their workplace is set up. Yeah, like, I spent way too long on this, but it is so worth it seeing it. You know, it's very nice to see. It's very nice. Very big fan of stuff like this, because I love looking at this when I see people do their builds. Stuff that really don't matter. It has no implication to the park whatsoever. Like, mechanically, pointless. In fact, I'm making my game worse because it is now running at 10 FPS because of all this little shit. But I don't care. You know, I think you get the point. I made all of these individually. Yeah, but you finally get in. And wow, like, it's an actual freaking plaza I actually made. It's not just you walk on in and get squished into somewhere. They actually can walk around and roam around, and that's why I kind of wanted them to be in the park, because I was struggling to get people in. I really need to see this kind of bustling to see how it will work, but I'm really like the look of it. This is a whole marketplace here. Back here is just for zombie, really. I was going to add, who knows, I might come back. I was going to add a whole area here. At a big looping coaster, probably our biggest looping coaster in the park, because we really don't have that many inversions. So, and then over here is the kiddie area. This is the fantasy village, as we're calling it, where this theme's off of the witch, where the witch also has is taking refuge in this manor over here, as you can see over there. So yeah, it's subtle storytelling, but it's the storytelling that parks would have, and I'm very big fan of doing stuff like that. But now I added the spooky flair to it. So yeah, we got a family thrill rides. Like, really, we got kiddie, family thrill, family invert. We got a aggressive gravity group. So classic Woody and an aero looper. Like, that's really it. And then we got the big multi-launch at the back, but you know, nothing too crazy. So now let me redeem myself for the B&M earlier, the B&M wing earlier, and get you guys on one that actually looks and operates like a B&M. Now let's see if also this line has gotten up. Okay, good. Nothing is walk on anymore. You got 1,000 people, and it honestly adds like 5-10 minutes queue to everything. Makes sense. Alright, let's see here. No spoilers. But we got to be on the seat. So last time we were in the other. We were on right or left side. So let's go on. The right side this time. So I don't think there's been block issues, because I know I aggressively operate my ride, so I try to have them to where they can pump out as many trains as possible. But when you test them, they'll get locked up on blocks and just mess up there, because that's just how that. Because like I'm taking into account the peeps and the guests and how long they take to just get off the station. But I haven't seen this, so okay, yeah, we should be good. Is the Wayne Coaster or Arachnophobia? No, right. Yeah, that's our being our gatekeeper. Like, we actually got a gatekeeping coaster. That's pretty freaking cool. Well, we're gonna go on zombie now. We're gonna go in the order of the rides that they're good at now. Just go on. And also, this park I tried to do transfer tracks. This would not be a functional one at all, but just for the simple look, I was like, I'm gonna try these, and I'm very happy I did. So it does really just add that bit more. This is the most amusement park I've made, I feel like, when I went for that look. So I am just always happy when I look at this. Granted, it's my newest one, but I'm hoping to take the skills, and like I said, you know, the ongoing progression, right, of these parks, and that's really the whole point of this. The ongoing progression of everything is really just keep on going. Don't get frustrated. We're gonna be going through some growing pains, right? With this UI, finding new things, you know, losing some scenery pieces, but getting a lot of new ones. Like, we're gonna have to find out how to build new ways at the moment, especially vanilla. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if some people just wait and stick with this game. It's because of people easily able to make more content on Steam Workshop, just the stability and just, you know, the comfortability, knowing where things are. But, you know, for what it is, I am definitely down to try and clown and learn, because I mean, I spent the whole time anyway, and as soon as I get bored, or, you know, as soon as it's getting too much, you know, I'm like, alright, take a break, come back later, get inspired again by looking at some of the videos, some of the greats like Rudy, Ren Camel, all that, and then be, okay, let me get back into this, see what's up. But really, I just want everyone to have a good time with the game, and remember that it's a game. You know, have fun with it. Do whatever you can to have fun with it. Yeah, this is Zombie, the classic one. And you're gonna see, because of rides like that, that's why this park won't have an RMC. And also, I was challenging myself. I was like, I've put RMC in so many of my parks, I can't. I'm gonna have to challenge myself to go out of the box and not add an RMC. And we didn't. We are not gonna add an RMC. We have rides that hit ejector and fast transitions though, so it is what it is. But this is Basilisk. This is the Aero Looper in the park. Now, for some reason, I do have an Aero Looper in every one of my parks. I do find that funny. At least at one point I did. And I'm really not the biggest fan of Aero Loopers like that, so it is very ironic. Some trimming needed to be done there, but whatever. And that is Basilisk. And honestly, I am a big fan of walking around this part because I was so harping on the layout of it when I first was making it. And I really do think it's going to help people get around. Like, I think it's a big oval, right? But it has a cut in the middle of that oval, too. And it's like the look of the park. I really do. Like, I like what I did with the fencing is generic as shit, but I'm like, it's actually fenced. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go on over here to, we're not going to ride the kiddie ride, the kiddie coaster, but we're going to go ride the family coaster, Ghost Train. That is a fun one. Yeah, it's getting so choppy, it's struggling to even, like, get my mouse inputs now. That's when you know. And this one, luckily, there's no reason to skip any of the chain lifts. So this is a better take, in my opinion, on what I was trying to do with Dynamo. Vekoma Mine Train, kind of crazy ride. My opinion, I did a better job on this. And no worries, they don't cuck you exactly like Venture Express and at Magic Mountain. It's a small chain lift that brings you just right back up. But this is our B&M Family Vekoma. Family Vekoma. Jesus. This video is going a little too long. This video cast. This is the B&M Family Invert in this park. It shows them versions for the first time, and not too intense, not too fast. But it definitely still brings you to pull some positives, and even has moments of airtime. It's the first of a kind element on B&M there too. That is Harpy. I never said the name of that, but that's Harpy. The rest of this stuff is, I think, pretty damn fun. Yeah, like that's literally it. That's all the coasters, because the rest of it here is a gravity group that is crazy as hell train. Has a sex down. Yeah, you heard it right, a sex down. So basically, it has 6 airtime hills right back to back. Which inspired from Mary. And then we got a... sorry for the yawns. We got an Intima multi-launch that is inspired by Maverick, Velocicoaster, and Altimeter 305. And a little bit of Gotham City Escape. It just... this is the biggest dream thing. Like, I want to make this feel real, but also... what the hell were they thinking when they made this? You know, like, if it were real... So Cherokee Devil is going up right now. This is the gravity group. 120 feet tall, but terrain insanity. That is that, and also I do like that this is my best transfer trick I did try to make. Even though it still could be better. It still could be better. From afar, you're like, oh, okay. But finally, last but not least at all, this might be my favorite coaster I've ever built, and it's Blood Rush. So the theme for this is basically a vampire theme, but the vampire loosely is theming around this whole park, and he was, you know, very fruitful, very rich, very wealthy, and he lost all of his money because he got addicted to dumb stuff. And the Blood Rush. The Blood Rush is basically a party drug, and his castle got destroyed in ruins from a big party and all the parties, and he still has this, and he's giving it to y'all. We're trying to get it to y'all, and that's what you're feeling on the ride. Super intense, crazy elements, one of a kind, some of the best and biggest of their kind, if they were to be real. These are people that are locked up, waiting to be sucked from the blood of the vampire, unfortunately. There would be MP3s for them to have funny, like, little voice lines, but this is what it is. I do want to try to do that instead of Planet Coaster 2, but we gotta wait, because I think adding music and stuff is not coming with the game, but that's fine. That's an easy patch, I feel like. Yeah, the frames really are. We're getting to the point where it's like, stuff's slowing down. Like, it's slow. Like, I think it tells me we have 5.4 guests in here, and I'm sitting here thinking, oh, wow, I did better with optimizing my theming. Hey! Nonetheless, we're here. Oh, spoiler. One of the coolest parts too. But here, this is what it is right here. Blood Rush. Shoot at 85 miles an hour on the first launch. Second launch, you will shoot at, I'm pretty sure, 90. So, have fun. And that is Blood Rush. That's the craziness of the ride. And we got it right in time because it broke down. And why are you running from the ride that broke down, bro? What the fuck? You know, whatever. Y'all, this has been another little bonus just to celebrate before Planet Coaster 2. Don't get discouraged. Enjoy the game. It's shit. Hopefully you have reason to come back to this game just because this game gave us a lot, man. This game gave us a lot to the theme park simulators, you know, the managers out there, the people that miss Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, the actual enthusiasts. This game is everything, for me at least. Like, it was something great to come back to because I'm mostly a competitive gamer. So being able to get off of a ranked match binge for 4 or 5 hours, and maybe I lost most of them, if not all of them, and then relax with some Planet Coaster was definitely something I am looking forward to do. Not only with a ranked match, but actually just in life. Just get off of work and come on and just worry about some Planet Coaster too. Y'all, thank you for listening to this video cast. This will only be on YouTube. But yo, if you're here from normally on other ends, definitely thanks for watching. If you made it all the way this far, and enjoy some Planet Coaster. Let's get hype, yo. Let's get hype. Take care. Never know when you meet in this little hobby, and peace out.